At ease, brothers. Man, I want to talk about something real quick that I know a lot of men have an issue with discerning, right? With really understanding a certain element when it comes to women, right? And that is, you have to understand she's always trying to knock you off balance. Like, her job is to knock you off your square, brothers. How copy? And I say that because I know a lot of y'all, let me say it like this. I know a lot of y'all probably saw this title and said, you know what? All right, let me click on this, man, because Soul about to go in on the old. You know what I'm saying? But it's the opposite. This video is brought to you, brothers, by, let me get it up, man. This video is brought to you by brother Rothan Nasal 6206, who on a previous video said, great video on retention. So now can you please make a new video on the second marriage with the woman? And what he's referring to is the second marriage of man, is what it's technically called, right? In the book of Singular Truth, which if you haven't got the book, you need to get the book. In the book of Singular Truth, man, I broke down the 3 levels of marriage, right? The first marriage of man is when a man marries himself. It's pretty much 80% of what I'm talking about when I fire this camera up, right? When a man's higher self and his lower self come together and agree on one truth. Again, when two come together, God shall be there also type energy, right? So when a man forms that first marriage of man, he can, I'll say it like this. When a man forms that first marriage of man, the world he thought he lived in no longer exists. He's now living in a completely different existence, seeing the world through the lens of God, right? Right. So that's the first marriage of man. And the reason I say in the book, I say if a man conducts the second marriage of man, which is marrying a woman, before he conducts the first marriage of man, marrying himself, is going to automatically end in destruction, right? And the reason I say that is because of part of her job description. Part of her job description is to knock you off of your balance, right? So before we get into one of the elements of the second marriage of man, we really got to dig into the first, man. One of the reasons why the first is so important is because a man has to pour concrete on his who am I? Where am I going? What is my truth? Like, that has to be established. If that isn't established, if that isn't in concrete, if that isn't a permanent part of your existence, bro, then when you get in a relationship, but you're going to have all kind of problems. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sit back and blame that woman. Oh, this woman wasn't on board. Because a lot of men say this, and I hear it online. A lot of men want a woman to come in their life, and all of us want a woman to come in our life and be supportive and be, loving and support our mission and all that stuff. Like, that's part of it. But if a woman steps outside of those bounds, a man instantly says, oh, she's for the streets, or she ain't no good, or she ain't on my team, or whatever, right? Well, you don't understand, that's part of her assignment. That's part of why God made her a helpmate. She's almost like, and I'll get to that in a bit, she's almost like a sparring partner, bro. But going back to the first marriage of man, when I say who are you, where are you going, what is your truth? What I mean is, before you start entertaining a woman a long way, your identity, you have to clearly have created your avatar. Meaning, now that you form that first marriage of man, and you say, okay, now I can see the world through the lens of God. I can do whatever I want. I can be whoever I want. What character are you creating, man? Because you got to understand, on this planet, everybody is choosing to be a character. Every single person on this planet is saying, okay, you know what? I want to identify with this type of person and move in this type of way. You got to understand what your character is, bro. So when I say who are you, that's what I'm talking about. Who are you on this planet? How do you see yourself, and how will the world see you, man? If that isn't established, bro, like you're already lost in the sauce, man. The second part of that is knowing where you're going. Meaning, if I've identified my character, that must mean I'm living from my end goal of existence. What does that end goal look like? Like, where are you going? What missions do you have in place? And I already understand right now, I'm only talking to a third of y'all. Let me say that again. I'm talking to more than that because I understand the brothers that watch this channel. But a third of the men of the pop, not even a third, bro. Only 10, I would say only 10, maybe 15% of the male population know where they're going. Meaning I have a vision, meaning every day I wake up, I'm moving towards something. There's a goal I'm moving toward, right? Brother, that has to be established. You talking about the second marriage of man? Brother, it shouldn't even be on your radar if you don't know who you are and what destination you're going to. And the third part of that first marriage of man, is understanding what your truth is. Understanding what your truth is, brother. Meaning, like, when I say what your truth is, really what I'm saying is what you're capable of, what you're plugged into, what God means to you, all that type conversation. What your truth is. Meaning, as you hear all the nonsense coming over TV and radio and gossip and all that stuff, it has to bounce off of something if it's not going to affect you. Like, if you don't have that realm of truth around yourself, brother, it's going to be a part of you. So what's your truth? What do you stand on? What does your square consist of? Is what I'm saying when it comes to that. Who are you? Where are you going? What is your truth, brothers? So now, once that's established, man, and a man is traveling through the paths of life, knocking down his goals, accomplishing his missions, at some point, brothers, it's going to make sense on why a woman even needs to be in your life. Because I'm gonna say this, bro, and I mean this. Once you conduct that first marriage of man, for a minute, you're gonna be like, you know what, man? Like life is good. Like I found so much peace. I found so much bliss. Like life is fast tracking. Like, to be honest, man, I'm good. I'm good with not having a woman on my team. Yeah, I might connect with something on the sideline every once in a while. I might connect in Cabo with a little something every once in a while. But bringing a woman on my team, like, nah, bro. Like, life is too good, right? But I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, brothers. Once you get so far down that path, man, and life is working out, you're gonna say to yourself, like I could use a helpmate. Like not just using a helpmate to assist me to fulfilling these goals, but I could also use somebody to watch my six. I could use somebody on my team with a level of intuition that I don't have, that can see the things that I can't see. You know what I'm saying? And you'll say, now I understand why a woman should be in my life. And you'll bring a woman on your team, bro. You'll find you a solid woman and bring her on your team. But what you have to understand, man, is part of her job is to challenge your square. And I'm gonna say it like this: when she first comes into your life, her whole reason for knocking you out of balance initially is for her. This is part of the whole hypergamy thing we talking about, man. Like the good Lord put it inside of her, man, that, hey, you know what? When you find you a mate, you got to run him through the gauntlet real quick. You got to see if that square he's standing on is built off of me or built off of BS. So a woman is going to come in, man, and she's going to initially or early in the game try to knock you off that square, bro. And what I mean by that, man, to break that down to everyday, things, like she's going to challenge your truth. Meaning, if it's just a raw example, if part of your truth, if part of your character, if part of your mission is getting up at 4:30 every morning, she's going to challenge that. You may sit there and say, I get up at this time every day. This is what my day consists of. I get up, I meditate, I pray, I da-da-da-da-da. She's going to challenge it. That alarm's going to go off at 4:30. She's going to reach over there and like, nah, babe, just lay here with me a little bit, baby. Going to kiss on you a little bit. She's trying to see if you going to fold. And you're going to make one or two choices. You're going to say, you know what, man, like you're going to get angry and say, man, this chick is trying to knock me off. She's know I got to do X, Y, Z. Or you're going to fall into that temptation. And I'm not saying that's going to be the end of that relationship, but know this, that woman is going to lose an iota of respect for you. If she could just lean over and just put a few kisses on your neck and get the finesse in the body, and it take you out of your truth. I'm not saying it's the end all, but she's gonna say, you know what, babe needs to tighten up in this area. If you're a man and you say, hey, you know what, I don't smoke, I don't burn no kill, I don't blaze, and she take you to the family reunion and she send you over there with Kiki and them over there rolling one up, and you've been standing on this like, no, I just don't do XYZ. She's watching you, bro. She's watching you. She knew Kiki them and Marcus them were gonna offer you the blunt. And if you sit there and fold and you come back and you red eye, she gonna say, dang, babe, like you need to tighten up. And all other kinds of areas like that. Like her job initially, brothers, is to come in, analyze you, and counter. Her job is to initially come in, analyze you, and then counter your truth. But you got to understand, that's for her. That's for her to say, okay, you know what? This man is who he said he is. I can now relinquish and break down all the walls that keep me from attaching to him. Now I can attach to this man. Now I can attach to his mission. Now I feel secure. Now I feel safe with this man because he is who he say he is, right? But then you got to understand this, brothers. A lot of men think that once a woman comes on the team, now she's all in. A lot of men think that now that she's on the team, now that y'all are serious, hell, now that you even put a ring on it, you think that woman is supposed to just check every box that you say is and just go with the flow. And she's supposed to be supporting like that, but her job description hasn't changed. If she's still connected, if she composed the first marriage of man on her side, then she still works directly for the source. She still has the same job description. And again, one element of that job description is to knock you off your square or to challenge where you stand. So now that form of challenging you, man, or knocking you off is no longer for her. Now it's for the union. Now it's for the both of you. Now it's for you to for y'all to grow, brothers. So she's still going to be challenging you, right? And this is the thing, man. Like a lot of brothers will take this. Well, let me say it like this, man. At this point in the relationship, her job is to be a constant reminder. Right. Her job is to be, well, not only just a constant reminder of who you are, where you're going, what is your truth is, but her job is also to be, like I said earlier, a sparring partner for your growth. A sparring partner for your growth. I remember, and it wasn't long ago, man, I remember watching, it was an interview, it was just a snippet, an interview of Grant Cardone and his wife. Right. And Grant was sitting there saying, or his wife was sitting there saying, I can't remember who was talking, but they were talking about Grant hitting those M's. Grant was like, yeah, I'm worth, a couple of $100 million, XYZ. And wife spoke up like, yeah, like, in other words, she was saying like, that's whack. You need to be a billionaire. And I can't remember how she said it. But when I heard that, I was like, dang it, like that's jacked up. But once it sit inside of my mind, I said, no, that's what she's supposed to be doing. She's supposed to be looking at you, who you are, where you're going, what your truth is, and assisting you in expanding. Like I always tell the brothers in the power circle, man, I say, you know what? When you're flying by yourself, everybody thinks they're flying high. Everybody thinks they're grinding. Everybody thinks they're getting it. Everybody thinks they're healthy. But when you put yourself amongst other people, right, you can really see where you are. And if those people are on your team, they want to see you better. So when his wife said, no, you can get $1 billion, I was like, she's doing what she's supposed to do. Like a woman is supposed to be your sparring partner. Because I'm going to tell you, most people on this planet don't want to see you expand. So since your expansion is directly tied to her expansion, that woman, she's wanting you to expand in most cases, brothers. in most cases. Now, this is the beautiful part of it, man. And this is when it comes to a lot of like when men say, or people say, whoever says it, when people say, well, what do you bring to the table? Talking about women. This is one of the primary things of what a woman can bring to the table. Not only challenging you and showing you that you can move further and faster and do bigger things, but a woman plays a huge part in that creation, bro. A woman plays a huge part in that creation. Not only do women have a certain level of intuition that we don't have, but someone that's binded to you, that's bound to you, that's connected with you, brother, that woman has the ability to not only help you, assist you in seeing it, but to speaking it into existence. Speaking it into existence. So not only is she sparring you, making sure you're tight, showing you a bigger vision, working you towards a bigger belt. Now she has the opportunity, and this is when it comes to the work that women need to do, pouring back into you, bro. But you have, brother, life. What does the Bible say? The power of life and death is in the power of the tongue. When you get with a woman and y'all are connected and she's speaking into you, it's the same thing over. It's just like the first marriage of man, except now the agreement is between a man and a woman. When y'all agree on doing something, brother, you have no idea how powerful that is. You have no idea. Like when I think I said this a few videos ago. I said if you are in a relationship, and I'm talking about both men and women, and you understand the dynamic of masculine, feminine, ego, spiritual side, it's all the same thing. If you understand that dynamic, if you're with your man or your woman and you're struggling, brother, y'all need to have some conversations, man. Because you form too powerful of an entity to not be able to call any shots, not be able to call any mountain, move any mountains that you face, bro. It's a powerful thing, man. It's a powerful thing, man. So she has the ability to speak into you. In other words, you in corporate America, you trying to get that C-level suite. You working, you going to school. She's challenging you. Oh, I thought you were going to get that other degree. I thought you were going to go to the seminar that's going to show you how to do X, Y, Z. And yeah, you might be wanting to get on the PS5 or go drinking with the boys on the weekend, but she's challenging the identity you said you are. She's challenging your character, bro. But at the same time, when you start going to school and you up like late night taking classes, she also has that ability to be bringing you coffee in at 2:00 in the morning, kissing you on your neck saying, you him. You're him. Like, you're going to do this. I'm thankful for you being who you are. Brother, that's an agreement, man, that nothing in this plane can stop. So you want to talk about the second marriage of man, you talking about some powerful things, bro. To be honest, man, it's a conversation that we got to have more often. Because if people understood the second marriage of man, you would understand why society wants people apart. You would understand it. When two people come together, they have an understanding of who they are, where they're going, what the mission is, what the truth is. And now let's stand in our power and build. Bro, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, bro. So you got to understand, man, like, and again, man, that gets into a whole nother conversation of the power of women and the power of the spell work that women can tap into, right? And I ain't gonna go deep into that, man. But I will say this. Like a lot of times when we talk about, spell work, or the Bible talks about spell work, or other pieces of ancient texts speak of spell work, you gotta understand it goes both ways, man. Like you wanna get a woman on your team, man, with a little bit of witch in her. And maybe that ain't the right word. I know some people understand what I mean when I say she got a little bit of witch in her. Really, all I'm saying is, and this is a whole nother video, really a woman that has a certain degree of balance in her life. That's a whole nother conversation, bro. Like understanding who she is, understanding what she's capable of, understanding her connection with source, her connection with the spiritual realm that we don't have. You know what I'm saying? If you get I'm gonna tell you this, bro. If you get you a woman that understands that and connects with you, it's over with, bro. It's over with, because all you're doing, man, as above, so below. Everything is a mirror of everything else. Just like you can impregnate a woman in the third dimensional plane, you can put a seed in her and she can expand it and bring you out a happy bouncing baby boy or baby girl. It's the same thing in the spiritual world. When I'm talking about bringing your help, y'all not with me on this, man. Y'all ain't with me on this, bro. I'm talking about alchemy on steroids when you're talking about the second marriage of man, bro. When that woman sees your vision and she says, okay, you know what? I see what my mans can do in the physical world that I really can't tap into that level of logic that he can. I'm built different. But once he gives me that seed, oh, I know what to do with that. I know what to do with this. That's when a woman is saying, step back, babe. Let me go inside and alchemize this thing. Let me go back inside and alchemize this thing. Now I'm going to pour it back into you through my words. I'm going to put this spell work back on you so you can do that thing you're trying to create. Y'all ain't ready for this, man. Y'all ain't ready for that, bro. Because now that woman can take that idea, man, create that thing on the inside of her, man, and actually pour it back into you. So now you go back to the office, man. You were just cleaning floors last year. But now you corner office. Now brothers are looking at you saying, how did he do that? It's that second marriage, bro. It's like now you can tap into deeper levels of God and create bigger and better things. It's just an understanding, bro. So yeah, that's a second marriage of man. But understand this, brothers. Her job is to knock you off balance. Her job is to have you in the ring trying to see if you are who you say you are. No, she's not as strong as you. No, she doesn't have the same logic as you. Nor does the sparring partner of Tyson or Mayweather have. But they're one of the prime reasons on why they are where they are, where they are in life, man. So just understand that, brother. She's always trying to knock you off your square, but it's part of her job description.